I'm here with Mark Nelson of Rio Grande, and you know, we're talking about taking everything to the next level.
Yes.
And one of the things I think that helps you to do that is to use new materials, and you have a really wonderful material.
We have a new material, and it's a bronze clay, and after you fire it, it turns into bronze.
Wow.
Pure bronze, which is 90% copper and 10% tin. Same recipe they used in ancient Greece.
And we're going to be making this wonderful bracelet. You're going to see all the components in this bracelet is made with that bronze clay.
Yes, it is.
It's wonderful.
And what we use to make these is we stamp them with the stamps that kind of have an Asian feel to them. So
it gives it a nice, good look.
Right.
Rich. Okay.
So we get started. We got to take some clay out, and you want to kind of warm it up in your fingers a little bit, and knead it. And you also want to spray your hands with some oil in your work surface so it doesn't stick. This stuff can be a little sticky. So just work it in like that. And you knead it. And what you want to do is you want to roll this. For these particular stamps, because they're so deep, you want to roll it about 5 cards thick.
Okay.
And so just roll it out.
And I love that you have those kind of ruler type things that marks the measurements.
Yeah, these guides are fabulous because they're color coordinated. And I know that the red is 5 cards.
Oh, that's perfect.
So
instead of having to use
yes,
5
or
cards.
or actually stack 5 cards. And then what you want to make sure is also that your stamp is lightly oiled, because you don't want the clay to stick to that as well.
And of course, you know, we're using in particular, as you said, the Asian influence stamps, but there's so many other designs that you can use, which is great.
Any kind of stamp that you would use for normal metal clay, you can use for bronze clay as well.
Wonderful.
And get your designs. And then once you have your stamp...
Oh, it's pretty pliable.
It's very pliable, especially at this stage. You go ahead and cut it out. Like that.
Okay.
Or however you want to do it. And then what you need to kind of do is let it dry a little bit.
Now, when do you put the hole if you're going to be using it for jewelry?
Okay, this is important because bronze, after it's fired, is very hard to drill because it's a hard metal. So you either want to start it right now while it's still fresh clay, or after it's dry and you go to start filing it and doing like that, you can take a drill bit, and this is when I like to do it. It's actually when it's leather hard like this, and just go ahead and with your fingers, it carves and drills beautifully. So with just a couple of twists with your fingers, you got a really nice hole.
Perfect.
So once it's dry and you've sanded it and you drilled it, and you can also carve it with carving tools. You want to go to fire it, and it has to be fired in a programmable kiln.
Okay.
Because it's an alloy of copper and tin, it has to go through a special firing sequence.
Gotcha.
And you also have to use activated carbon to do that. And what you want to do is put it in the carbon, and then you want to make sure that there's at least a ½ inch of carbon around the whole piece.
Okay.
And you can do 30 to 40 pieces at a time. If they're small, just make sure that they're all covered in the carbon.
So you can do the entire bracelet. Just cut them all out, let them all dry.
You can do 3 bracelets at once.
Oh, perfect.
And then what you can do is put it in here.
So the metal tin just goes right in there.
That's actually a stainless steel container.
Stainless steel? Okay.
And it has to create an atmosphere that has no oxygen in it, or else it oxidizes. And you program your kiln, and the firing sequence will take about 9 hours. So we always do it before we go to bed at night, wake up in the morning, it's ready for us.
Yeah.
So
it's all perfect.
And when it comes out, it'll come out, and sometimes it'll have like this oxidation on there, this nice color patina, which a lot of people like to leave. But it also shrinks about 25%. So plan that for your project.
Yes, that's really good to know.
And if you have a hole in it already made, you can go ahead and dip it in a bronze and brass oxidizer, and just leave it in there for a couple of seconds and rinse, and it'll get dark.
So you can really change up the look tremendously. Actually, let's look at some of the other things that we brought. So we've gotten everything here that we wanted to talk about. So let's talk about what you wanted, some of the other items that you brought with you. Actually, you can see the necklaces and, like you said, the bolo ties. Wow, that's
and then you can use household chemicals to patina it different colors.
So just have a lot of fun with it.
Oh yeah, I use salt and ammonia to do, you know, some of the nice vibrant blues. So.
And of course they could be, you know, focal beads and necklaces, bolo ties, earrings, bracelets.
And three-dimensional objects. Incense burners. You can usually get about 3-4 inches square of three-dimensionality. So think that way too. Small bud vases.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
That's perfect. Love it. Thank you so much, Mark. You always bring us such great, interesting projects.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we'll be right back.